What's going on, guys? We got some tales from y'all. I'm one of your hosts, Jhordy.
I'm Heber.
It's your boy Lil Scopic, aka OGKO, aka Miguel.
We got some tales from y'all. Alright, I'm gonna hop in it. This is a topic I've been going on and on about. It started with my coworker. I'm not gonna shout his name out in case I get too famous.
Struggle.
Okay.
The story of success, DJ Khaled. I had to cut. We were going back and forth, and we were like, bro, we gotta get new jobs, bro.
God.
And we're like, bro, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's good. That's
Like
good.
hitting the table, like, bro, like,
Bro.
God.
Y'all not complacent with it.
Complacent, man. It's not copacetic no more. But I work in sales, and I work in a furniture store. So we were chopping it up because when I first got there, we talked about ideas of making stuff together. Because he saw what I was into like, making stuff. And he was like, hey, bro, like, we should shoot some pictures type shit, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, we gotta get on it. Then it never fucking happened, bro. I've been working there for like 3 or 4 months now. We see each other so much, but we never talk about it. But I know deep down we both want to do it type shit, you know what I mean? Like it's lingering in the air.
I didn't know that.
Interesting. Well,
Like-
because it has to be. I mean, it's both memories, right? Like,
Yeah,
they both got the memory.
We both wanted to do it. We were both pretty interested in the idea. We were building the idea, and it just never happened.
Damn. Okay.
So when we went back to work, well, when I was working, I noticed when you start to chop it up with people and you get really in depth, there was a thing. I was like, then you just get distracted. Something happens, and you go off pace,
Okay.
And I'd be like, oh my fucking god! Like when we finally just started to talk, we start getting distractions, Like it's dead as fuck there, Like there's no one, and we're just, chilling on our phones, doing nothing.
Yeah.
And when we actually want to talk, it goes distractions. But what can I say? It's my job. So I came back to him, bro. I came back. I wrote it down on my hand. Like I gotta remember this. The phrase, constant mental emphasis. That is what I want to talk about with y'all, because
That's a
I
good
feel
read.
it's so important to keep thinking about what you want to do, and like this goes into like the most minute things. Like, bro, like today, I'm like, bro, we gotta keep thinking about it. Like it happened, like this happened 2 weeks ago, and I brought him the topic. He was like, "Fuck, bro, I forgot." And we just forget, man. Like we got so much shit going on in our lives, and it helps me to constantly, like, I need to keep myself accountable, bro, and like that helps me so much to just constantly think about it, because I end up doing it, and I do get progress, but it has to be regulation, because you might want to do too much. So it's better just to execute a couple things rather than a whole list at the same time, which I've learned right now. But being realistic and just accepting sometimes that you can't get to the things you want to at sometimes. You just gotta wait it out. But this has helped me in a profound way, just to keep going back to the same ideas.
Yeah.
And for the thumbnail, what you're gonna see, I basically wanted to make this guy thinking about eggs the whole time and how we can make the perfect dish of eggs. So in the thumbnail, I'm not sure if we're gonna do eggs, but there's a circle right here, and that's what's supposed to be representing the eggs. And the whole thing is to figure out how to make the best dish of eggs ever, or just how to make the best dish of eggs.
Eggs.
So when you're running, I'm thinking of eggs, right? When I'm shitting, I'm thinking of eggs. When I'm talking to other people, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm thinking of eggs. When I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming of eggs. What was the that was another one. But the point is I'm always go back. Even when distractions come, of course you can't just tune out your life, but when like to make an importance to come back to the idea of what you want to achieve. We talk about like I want to go to the gym, bro, and I really do want to, and get a new job, more money.
I'm gonna remind you.
Okay, we don't. Well, that we gotta figure it out, guys. We just like Heber manage us.
Like
but
tomorrow, like I'm gonna let y'all know tomorrow. Like Dennis.
nah, bro. Like,
What's your email?
but I don't want to depend on you, bro.
Oh,
You know.
sorry, goddamn, but I'm gonna be there.
I'm grateful, like I am, to be honest. But the thing is, like, what if
I guess I
one day
won't let
just
y'all know
don't?
tomorrow. Fuck you.
Nah, no. The thing is, I think you gotta keep bringing it up daily until a month passes. Then the body knows, because I feel a habit really gets ingrained in you
Just
when a
by
month.
saying.
Huh?
But if you say it and don't do it.
Okay. You're right. Okay.
30 days if you say it and don't do it. Like, okay. You start doing it.
I'll get to it. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good point you bring up here. I never
I
thought about
also
that.
have
Look at
another
that.
point too, and that is, you know how they say a habit takes about, I
21,
want to say
27 days.
around that time frame of days to happen.
Some.
You know,
Something like that.
so I'll just add on to that.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah.
That's cool, bro. Um, but this idea is more developed, more talked about in Cal Newport, Deep Work.
Really?
Yeah, and he goes in depth. How you can to think about ideas like something you want to do, and just to like go on a walk and keep thinking about it. And it really does help when you like in new locations or just doing things, because like it just shit just comes to you when you keep thinking about it. You don't have too much like resistance on it. You just have it floating in your head.
Yeah.
So
Many people say they get like ideas, that what they think about ideas that come back, write them down.
like going to the shower, thinking about it, like how do you guys do this?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, in the sense, like different times I treat with different things, I mean, like typically in the mornings I dedicate to thinking about what I'm gonna do today,
Yeah.
That's like
Same.
so that's like there's always that in the morning.
I'd say even before that for me.
Well,
Yeah.
getting once I'm out of the stupid dream delusion I was in, but and then, but yeah, and then we get going, and then based on that, that's when I try to decide, what I'm gonna take in first in the day, essentially, because maybe it's because I'm like building up to something, what I'm gonna is okay. I could do this today. Okay.
But I feel like it becomes different when like you get other people involved.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult because it's not yourself.
Yeah.
And, I feel like that a lot of the things I want to do, like get into now, is mainly collaboration.
Yeah,
So it's like,
I haven't
so it's
tried
like
that.
fruit. Chill out, bro.
I was saying.
So the thing I want to, fuck.
Well,
I literally forgot like what I was gonna say. I just know that collaboration. So we all have different plays, like how we dissect shit. We got different lives, but the same life essentially. We all are living with each other at the same time currently. We
we'll
are,
share something about it.
yeah. So it's like, how can it's like how can we? Okay, I'm now just thinking of system planning, which is a whole different thing. But it's the I watched this video and it was just like to become self-aware and take action, and the taking action is tremendously hard at some points for me. It's still very difficult for me. Oh shit,
What?
it's still very difficult. So it goes back to like what choosing what ideas to think about, and I go back to Rick Rubin, how this is just like a natural, instinctual, um, like which idea to choose to think about. Like you give yourself like two ideas, like you listen to two things or you're making two things, and you kind of just instinctually know which one you should work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just talking about how I'm gonna choose, you know. So, yeah, I just think about all the plans didn't go through with like a lot of people. Um, and it's a classic of what if, but more importantly, what to do now. Yeah, I just find it so important to me about.
Yeah, I mean, it varies per person, like on
Yeah,
what to do now, you know? 100%.
Like you have a hard time choosing.
oh yeah, because it's like constantly new ideas.
I feel like
Like
what the, like, at what you go with the in the end is like what it was meant to be, you know?
I mean, sure, you can say that because that's what happens, but like, I still have a lot of things, like a lot of things, and I think it's pretty difficult to let go ideas for me, because like, oh, maybe it's just not his time.
Mm.
So it's like, I keep making so many new ideas, but I have so much in the bag. So let me ask y'all, how do y'all let go of ideas? Do y'all delete it or like y'all just keep it there?
You're
Or
giving
you
me
just
options right now. I gotta think about that without any like or, you know, in it. It's like it might not even be either of those two things.
Well, I definitely treat it differently with different art
But
mediums.
yes.
I would say, um, because it's like letting it go basically means like not having it be posted somewhere probably to me, you know. And yeah, I mean, a lot of I can't say that. Well, the stuff that for me that the stuff that I want to post, it's like I'm creating it, but it's like I never know like if like when I'm starting to write something if it's gonna be like made into something that I want to post up until a certain point, right?
Mm.
I forgot where I was going with that.
like, have you still like, for me, what happens is like an idea that I had just becomes a new idea. So it never stops. I can't just put a lid on it. You know what I mean? Like it's no more. like you were talking about how you letting go essentially is you not posting it.
Or not continuing to work on it. My bad. Not continuing to work on it is letting go in a sense. That's
Well,
more clear.
but I think but don't you go on like don't you look at your old stuff or like old ideas?
Not too often.
But say you do,
Say he
right?
does, yo.
Okay, yeah. Right.
How would you be like, nah, that's no more?
Oh, yeah. Cause it depends. It's sometimes it's instinctive, but sometimes it's like, oh, this can easily be something fire, you know? Cause like for example, like I don't often like look through my notebook and like there's some drawings in there, but I'm like, oh, okay, there's some good concepts in here, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and so it's like it's kind of an instinctive. Like it's okay. These are the obvious ones that can be something cool, you know. And it's often like oh, I mean it's not like I mean obviously it's obviously I haven't done it or whatever, but it's I don't know. It doesn't, I guess it's hard.
It's extremely difficult just to
But
like
I
just completely
mean,
let go. For me, like
but
I think I'm just so
maybe
attached.
don't treat it as if I mean I don't think of it as letting go though, and more so just like keeping it there. You know what I mean? But it's like because like right now you're focusing, just treating it like I'm focusing on this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck
Yeah,
is like. I never treat it like
yeah,
letting
I get.
go. I've never. I know. I
Yeah,
don't treat like anything like I'm letting go. I guess you know.
you're right.
Like
Yeah, I think I
if
just
I go through back on my docs and I have it's like I end up building up on ideas like yeah, like every time I go through it's like okay, well just looking I end up like oh okay, I'll just end up like sometimes just thinking a bit more on it and writing adding going back to that doc and writing on it. I never letting go is kind of like nah, I mean it's there.
okay, okay, I
It's not
fuck with
like
that.
because it's
Okay,
I mean that's there's no such thing as letting go
yeah,
almost.
you're right. Okay, now that I'm starting to think about it, I think I'm just being dramatic. Like how I'm thinking, I
Cause
think I'm thinking very like
I guess
this or that.
like I guess obviously because like you want to like complete something maybe you know so it's
What did you say?
like
What did you say?
you want to complete an artwork I guess you know what I mean
Yeah,
and have it feel like it's like it's surely like out of your it's really like out of you you know essentially and
yeah,
then like and you don't even have to think about it anymore it's that type of deal because it's like you've worked on it and it's kind of like past you you know
hmm,
you're not adding to it anymore you're not thinking to add to it anymore because it's complete in the sense of being posted you know kind
yeah.
of or whatever
It's just it's very conflicting
but
because like
I mean you're always gonna be making things that isn't like gonna be complete you know what I mean like you can you know yeah
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a fresh idea you know like they have in one day you know like,
I wanted to bring up when we talk about gaming and like I can't because like it's a whole idea, right? Like, essentially, it's a game, video game, and I think it's just the fear of getting too into an idea, but then I just it is what it is. I think I just gotta uh
getting too
nah,
into the
I know.
game.
No. Yeah, sure. Like then I gotta finish it because I'm always
Oh,
getting like
oh,
if I really like the game, like I'm probably gonna really want to finish Cuphead. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
hard, but I really like it. I still think about Medical Rising. You
yeah.
brought it
That's I
up,
mean
but I still think
to
about
me
it.
that's why it's like instantly just not worth it. You know, it's like that wait.
But I want to finish it just because it was so hard. You know?
Damn.
Fuck.
I mean,
Like Sekiro,
I have
I
the
got to the
luxury.
last.
I have the luxury of just not enjoying losing. You know. So I don't play a
Man,
game I can't beat. You know what I'm saying?
wait, like I like Smash so much, man. Like it's so competitive. Think I'm a very um extreme as in like I'm very like introspecting right now about what I'm telling you guys now, and it's like damn. And what you told me about like, bro, just like let it be in the background type shit, and that's mad different than how I think about.
Yeah, that's always
Because
that's how I treat all of.
yeah, I'm not like
Cause I
that,
know for a guarantee I'm going back. Like I know, like definitely going. I love this one.
bro. Yeah,
And so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
I
so
think
there's those, and then there's like even more further. It's like there's rows. You know, it's cool.
that's hard, bro. That's life changing. You know, that's crazy. Because like for me, it's like I have all these ideas, right? I have sketchbooks filled, and I have like ideas and
Yeah, you know,
music in my
cause
head.
wow, it's
Then,
interesting.
then I'm like, then I'm like, I want to do it all right now, but it's not even possible.
Right,
It's either
right.
like this or that, and it's like it's outrageous. There's like pick, then
Yeah,
you
pick.
know what I
Yeah,
mean.
what's it called?
So it's either like tossing it out or doing it, and it helps me, or but you're right, I can just keep it there. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's something
Yeah,
I wrote down today that I wanted to talk to Miguel about. Because you know I know he's like super busy with school, and so like, and I know like there's so much that he wants to do in relation to like music, and so it's like I want to ask you, like, you gotta like you in a sense you have to choose right now what you want to focus on. You know, choose, you know, in a way.
Every moment, brother.
And so it's like so you have to put some things in the back burner and really choose and so yeah. So I want to have a conversation about that at some point, but yeah.
Cool.
I see how extreme I am now. Wow, that's not even like
Extreme.
just with
Like
a
dramatic,
like
you know, like how you said.
not dramatic, yeah, like very dramatic. Like I see how it's like it lingers
Oh.
onto like into like I'm thinking about relationships, man. Like everything now. I'm being so for
You're so
real, bro. Like
emotional.
man, I'm so emotional, bro. Fuck.
I
I
can
just
see
get
that,
so
I
into
guess.
shit. I just get so into shit,
Yeah.
man.
Nothing wrong with
And
that.
I bro, literally I
You're
can't
just
think.
experiencing life so hard. Like
That's just
Dude,
part of
I'm
your
being so for
personality,
real.
G.
Bro, but the thing is, like, if I get into a video game, I'm into it. Like, I'm into like one thing, but super into it. So it's like, bro, like, I really don't want to get that new game because, like, that's gonna be my life for a little bit, you know?
I unfortunately have to like choose to sacrifice. You know, like, just
You
I
could,
like I
you
feel
could,
you,
accept
bro.
it in a way. You know, like
you could relate.
yeah, obviously.
Like, bro, when we went to the movies, bro, I'm like, bro, like,
What
this
movie
is
y'all
so
see?
hard. We went to go see Ant-Man
Oh,
and the Wasp
real quick.
and
I'm
the
in the
Quantum
Wasp.
Batman and the Wasp.
And,
But it was like I was like, bro, I want to go see so many more movies, like in the because I don't even think about that anymore. But
yeah,
yeah,
dude. Like I started going to like I've seen a lot of movies in movie theaters since like I've never like I was always the type of guy to wait till it came out on streaming to watch anything. Like I didn't go to movie theaters for years type shit.
Yeah,
And then
same.
until Spider-Man, the third one, I went twice to that.
Homecoming.
I went twice to
No,
that.
Homecoming. That's hard,
And
bro.
then
I
and that's
man.
when I started going to every fucking that's when I started going to the movie theaters, like every fucking movie. I was like, there's no way I can't, like, you know.
Dude,
What is
dude,
it
you
that gets you every time?
hard,
Like
bro.
the
It's the
big screen?
immersion. It's the immersion. There's like
Immersion.
you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah, the sound
like
effects.
it's just the entirety of the immersion. You can't like it's like
Yeah, the
That's true.
sound system, bro. The sound system is incredible, man.
I agree.
I'm gonna listen to music
There's
there.
nothing like watching a
and
movie
like
like
bro,
that
this was
with sounds
2021.
and
So back in 2020, whenever
yeah,
there was like talks of like the streaming services kind of like releasing movies on like streaming, you know what I mean? Because like
it's like
you
riding
couldn't
a
go to the
roller coaster
previews
damn near.
because of COVID. I was like, so fuck yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, drop it on the fucking because I never went to movie theaters anyway, so I was like, fuck yeah, drop it on.
Bruh.
But I get it, you know. But I get it. A year later, I got understood, you know.
Damn, dude. I just realized how fire it is to watch a movie in person. That's crazy.
Dude, it's incredible. It's
But
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I think 'cause it was 3D, bro, and that shit made me cry. Like I ain't gonna lie,
And it was
bro.
3D. Damn, that's crazy.
Dude.
I think I cried.
I
Yeah,
was
maybe.
this is beautiful, man. Like this is, dude. Because I looked at Heber and I was like, bro, this is it's good. This movie is too like wow. I cried at the first clip, like the first short. I put it on. I was like, bro, it's 3D. I never experienced it when I was like an adult. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
That's
funny.
interesting.
Yeah, but that was. This has been a very clearing. That's crazy. You Loki just changed my life, Heber.
Cool.
And who changed Heber's?
All right, cool.
For sure.
Marvel changed Heber's life.
No, Chris, you kind of changed my life that day.
I fucking do it.
Like you kind of changed my life that day that we went to see that movie too, because you talked to
This
me about
movie was life changing, bro.
you talked to me about some shit, which is the reason why I'm gonna be talking about some podcasts and like shit that basically what I've been
Sounds
consuming.
good right now, bro.
What's up?
On Meatball Sub. All right, my bad.
Interesting, but it's so interesting.
That's so.
But
what the fuck?
because I want to talk about basically I just want to talk about what my influences are, because that's basically what I'd be passionate about. But
Yeah.
because I'm very careful about what I choose to take in, I guess, and so I'm gonna be talking about some podcasts, but before that, the reasoning is because I've been consuming a lot, not creating the past 2 weeks because of I choose to play a game, Hogwarts Legacy, and so on.
Hogwarts.
But I've also been watching a lot of podcasts and finding new podcasts and some interesting takes. But but like the thing that like and it's obvious conflict internally, to choose comfort and obviously feel that it's not have some ache that it's not what you should be doing, but it's like this is like the first time where I really tried to mitigate that by just choosing to like knowingly know that I'm just not gonna do anything, and it's pretty effective. But then you told me about that because I asked you about that because it's because it's very much like I get home and I have to choose basically comfort versus challenge, because challenge is growth, and so it's very similar to what you told me about, like it's like putting your hand on a stove, and it's like that's what comfort is basically in the metaphor, and it's like it's like I know I'm eventually gonna have to take it off because it's like it's just not it's not the life that I want to live, obviously. So it's like I'm gonna it's very clear, and so I was like, oh, and so for me that just changed it made me change the perspective, like because I thought I very clearly had a choice of I could just fucking ruin my life, like I could drive it down to taking heroin every day type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very possible, you know what I'm saying? And like that's I very much believe that, and like you can do anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
It's kind of crazy,
so,
bro.
yeah, and so that's very
it's
very real to me, and so but then because you were talking about this idea of non-duality, which is a big conversation piece. We'll be talking about it for years, but
I don't understand it. Yeah, I'll be there one day.
But and so how it's like just basically you're gonna eventually take it off and just be on this path anyways, It's like so it's like just I don't know, but like I'm gonna put my hand there sometimes, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bug.
I mean, I feel like it's only natural.
Because like that you were saying, like that's free will,
Yeah,
That's
because like how, because my friend Hada, she described it. She described it so simply to me, as in like the things we shouldn't do, like how can we choose? How can we choose? Like how can we choose bad? But why was it there?
What did she say?
She was telling me like, and she was telling me that there's basically intuitions and like things that like rules that we shouldn't do it. And a stove says caution hot, but you can touch it. Like it's telling you that it's hot, but you can touch it. You have a choice to touch the stove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's very much how I feel. It's like I know that this is very clearly going to damage me in some way. Like actually, it's going because I'm I'm not challenging. I'm staying in a realm of comfort, and obviously the way to objectively feel better in life is to challenge yourself. That's how you grow, and that's how you objectively feel best in life. I would say.
Yeah, but it's crazy how you can like discomfort feels like hot, but it's not. Like it's like in reality,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just that you're so comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable.
And I
You're
know,
comfortable in reality. Yeah.
but like it's just like when you get started, it really just becomes kind of a piece of cake, to be honest. But it's the getting started type shit, man. And like like choosing a different pot type shit, you know? Shit.
Yeah. Got me thinking about cake. Got to think about some wheat bread. You know what I'm
For real,
saying?
don't think about that. That's bad for you, bro.
No, the good ones, the grain,
The good
the
ones.
some
Yeah,
shit.
the
I
heavy.
don't know.
Yeah, a good brand. Never mind. They're not paying us. Never mind.
Oh god. I know there's some small brands that are
Nah, I get my shit from Walmart. Like,
Oh,
there's
okay.
some ones that be like really big and thick, like this thick. Like, it has a guy like. It's pretty good.
But yeah.
But cause how how often is your hand on the stove?
Oh,
I mean, like
it varies. I mean,
like touching
there's
it like
there's
that.
periods of times, I
I
guess.
daily, brother.
No, because I guess it's like trying to balance it. It's like that's even more damaging. At least that's what I found back
Oh, you mean like
previously.
metaphorically?
No, for me, it's like it just it's nasty. But I mean, because it's like I'm all in basically when I'm done with the game.
Oh man, I feel you, bro.
Like I'm all in, like you know what I mean, like I'm
Yeah,
like
it's a much. Yeah,
with the so
but
it's
like,
not that crazy, I guess.
but the thing is like you can see, but it's all perspective. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about like, because I don't want to get into the game because like I know it's like it makes me feel bad because I'm wasting time, but really it's like it's an experience made by other people, which is gonna inspire me.
Yeah,
To
there's
do.
definitely
'Cause I watch a
inspiration. Yeah.
movie. Yeah, I watched a movie and I'm like, I was watching that movie and it heavily inspired me. But
I will say that it's like for some specific, but it's like the you could for me like I like to treat I very much like to curate like max as much so it's like obviously it's like I don't with video games just because it's like the experience is too like the immersion it's cool and so it's but it's like if you did curate max with video games it would be like choosing what genre of like even storytelling of like trying to see what would get you to create or inspire you in a way where in the way that you generally want to create
that's crazy.
yeah
I get you though. That's hard.
basically choosing the input to get an output you're trying your best
But shit, man, I feel like it varies so much with like video games. Or like basically
it's
any
difficult. The big
like
there's not that many of them
yeah.
they take years to make
But
or whatever I don't know.
oh, I mean that can be same said with like music. I was thinking about like you niche sound. You just focus on that so you can get like an outcome so you can like keep making that type of music. Like you listen to this type of music. Some people like I want to just listen to music today, but you just listen to that niche so you can get more.
very much so
Yeah,
yeah
because I was thinking about my music and that shit's not niche at all. But
oh yeah mine's pretty niche so I tend to not like listen to music if I'm not like planning to make music because it really or like sometimes I do it at work but it's kind of rare now but
Music is fire, bro.
because it's like because if I do it it's an activity it's like it's an entire activity like I'm surfing
I die without music. That shit my vitamin M, bro. Daily supplement.
that's good. That's good. But what's it called? the I think I just want to go back to just saying it all in regulation, but it's so hard to really not that hard. Just doing it. Fucking A. Anyways, it's going in circles to be honest, but I think you just because some people can, how you can just get used to a feeling if you do it over and over, go over and over, like you just that's just becomes your new normal.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it. You talked about it. Like if you touch the stove for too long, then you just like get used to it. But it gets hotter, right?
That's,
Or you die.
what I said was like.
Okay, I remember. Yeah, you'll be consumed by it in a sense.
You
Holy
die.
shit.
Like, yeah, because I was like, because imagine if you did, because it's like, because there's different temperatures. Because like, imagine if you did heroin, that's very high heat setting. That's what I'm saying. Very high heat setting. And say you kept it there, you kept doing heroin, bro. That's gonna kill you, bro. You know, it's gonna burn your fucking limbs off. You know that stove.
But at least you died
That
from
stove
what
is
you
hot.
love.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, because I saw a guy doing heroin, not really, but like, it's just on YouTube, and he's like, is like, can you be mad at a guy or not mad, but he says that's when he feels the most.
I'm like, that's me in some world, you know,
Yeah,
in some sense.
like, yeah, basically, yeah, like that's when he feels like his most alive. So like, is it kind of cruel to take it away?
You know, like that's me when I'm gaming.
Yeah, in a sense.
What can I fucking say?
You know, that's kind of interesting because it kind of ties in with the whole. It depends on the person. Like to take it away, yeah, but it comes out of love. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it comes out of love in that sense. You know, to take it away from that guy or gal or whatever the person. Like I'm going back to the heroin example. You know, I think it's understanding both sides to it and being like, okay, like just look at the movie playing in front of you. You know, type shit. If that
But
were the reality.
but to touch on that love thing real quick,
Okay.
and it's just a hiccup on you. In non-duality, well, this lady, she just talks about how like literally everything is love in in a smaller sense. How not in a smaller sense in like literally everything. As in saying like how you talk to yourself or how you talk to others or what's going on around you subconsciously. It's like when you talk to yourself in a cruel way, that's not really it. Just like it's doing its job. I just found that fascinating, and I really just wanted to say that. To be honest, I listened to that woman say it, and I was like, "That's profound." But yeah, Heber, you were saying about the next thing you want to get into.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the podcast I was listening to because I listened to some podcasts. Because that's also kind of like because typically you know how I said I'm all in when I'm not with the game or whatever, but it's like so it's like my influence at work has been no, I want to talk about the Jeff FM, but I don't watch that at work. I watch that at home because it's like that's a visual experience.
Yeah,
It's very much and it's the latest podcast that I've like really gotten into, I guess, you know, outside of like, you know, George Janko just made a podcast, but Jeff FM, I was like, wow, this is pretty innovative in a lot of ways. I haven't seen other podcasts, and I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Nice.
I wanted to talk about that because I was like, wow, this is cool. Yeah, I thought, there was one thing. It was like I don't know anything about this guy too, so I'm like, this is very captivating too. But obviously the intro song gives his whole story, so it's like, you know, it's like he used to be out on this joint. He was buying some drugs, then he got himself a barber chair and started giving some cuts, and it's like some shit, and it's like that's his story. He's like, and now it's Jeff FM, and it's I was like, okay, now he's making a show. Okay, and that's it. And because they do talk about it, and they reference a lot of the you know, the song, you know, like what they. And I'm like, oh, I heard that in this. I was like, when he mentioned some shit, I'm like, oh, that's real. I'm like, oh, shit, makes sense. But I
The,
thought,
there's a guy that you he's a comedy podcast, and Bobby Lee and
Shout out Bobby Lee and Steve O.
now Santano. Anyways, they do a lot of music, like a lot of jingles. And it just reminded me of that. Like they do a lot of songs. And you just play around like it's song time. They just basically make music and just fuck around. That just made me think of that, and I'm like, maybe we could have a jingle.
yeah, maybe.
I'd love to be that jingle meister that makes it.
Well, you know, something interesting about music is you know, an interesting aspect in general that relates to a lot of what you mentioned is the Bathroom Boys, which is the Bathroom Boys are the Jeff Woody's team, or part of the team. You know, they're the two guys in the bathroom doing the camera cuts. They make the podcast edits, obviously, but they also do like they do sound bites during the video, which sometimes they nail.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, like they give them live feedback. Like that was a good one. You know, it's like, sometimes you know it'd be, and you know, sometimes they play music whenever like a guest is like talking like emotional. It's like they start, you know, you know, it's a nice team they got there, the Bathroom Boys, and then they got the, obviously, like you mentioned, you know, the like the song time. You know, they have a weather segment, you know, powered by the Bathroom Boys yeah, that's all the innovative stuff I think I wrote down about Jeff. It's cool. I don't know, I got kind of like sucked into it just cause I like the co-host, you know, and shit like that.
The co-host? You don't like the host?
I mean, he's cool now too, but like before I like watched it for him type shit, you know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Who's the co-host?
That's another innovative thing actually, is that he has like a few different co-hosts, you know.
The only thing I think of is that guy named Steve, that white guy, but I don't know who would be on there anymore.
That's his. Yeah, he's kind of like a side piece. He's not necessarily a co-host. He's a side piece. He's kind of like the Bathroom Boys, but he's like in between a Bathroom Boy.
Yeah, he's kind of like his own guy. Yeah, he was a bad.
But he's on the payroll though. He's on the payroll though.
Yeah,
but
yeah, type shit.
But now the co-hosts are like Tana Mongoose and Mangu, or whatever the fuck her shit.
Yeah.
But Mongoose.
I like his videos.
And then Mike Malek. He's part of the Impulsive podcast, so obviously I like Mike.
Yeah,
he's a funny
that's
fella. Good moments, but it's like those are reoccurring co-hosts, and then he has like other homies that obviously come in, and sometimes, you know, sometimes he does the caller thing. That's cool too. Obviously, we obviously can't do something like that, whatever. But you know, sometimes they call back the same caller. You know, they have a second time around, the second. But yeah, that's the other podcast that I listened to at work was a story podcast. It was a Marvel story podcast, and interestingly enough, I just found out about this shit, but it turns out the last episode, like series finale, aired the week prior. You know, I was like, oh,
how did that make you feel?
I was like, oh shit, it's time to listen to it. It just finished.
But when you finished it,
yeah, I was.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that was it. I mean, I had other things lined up, you know. So,
oh, okay.
But I mean, obviously I was kind of hyped, you know. I was like, obviously I was hyped for other parts more than others, just because simple, you know. And it's I mean, it was whatever, you know. I was like,
do you go in with expectations in the podcast? Do some, like, if you ever listen to podcasts, that was shit.
Not sometimes. It's like in the sense of like, I want to listen to this because of like the content that the title tells me. Like, sure, like I want to get influenced by whatever the fuck they're gonna talk about, and I'm like, that's the only expectation, is that you talk about what you say you're gonna talk about. I don't know. That's pretty much it. That's the only expectation, is like the title. But yeah, there's just that Marvel show was that was I don't know. It's like an apocalyptic. It's called Marvel's Wasteland, And I thought about like other apocalyptic stories and about how like it's like a whole genre, like apocalypse type of vibe, you know, like
Yeah.
the stories, and like you know, The Last of Us recently, the show came out. That's like the most recent example. Then it's like also like Fallout 4, and there's like it's a very interesting gimmick. That's like it's like I think a few other more movies are coming out. I don't know. It's an interesting gimmick, I guess. That I, like the first time that I'm really like that I thought about, I guess. Again, but that's about that.
Do you? I just thought of zombies and infected from Call of Duty. It's a very.
What about
I think I'm just tired of it.
about who? What?
Zombies?
Apocalyptic terms and shit.
Oh,
I think
really? I
I'm
mean,
just.
I thought it was.
I'm,
I thought it was interesting. I don't know.
I think I'm just burnt out on it.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I shouldn't have brought up Last of Us, but I mean that was a good one. Gotta admit.
Last of Us was a good game, but that
I mean, the genre. I mean, was pretty like. I mean, it was pretty.
it's popping.
At the time, I mean, it was still like.
I was thinking about what is that? When there was a lot of like Left 4 Dead. That was such a good game.
I didn't play it.
Sorry, bro.
Is it that good for real?
It's not that good. Maybe it is.
Okay.
Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know.
It's fun.
I didn't play it, so.
Maybe one day if it's that necessary, but God knows. Who knows?
But
Maybe one day.
Miguel, what did you want to talk about again?
So, I wanted to talk about. First of all, before I start, I just want to say I fucks with both y'all's topics.
What
Chris with his constant mental emphasis, and Heber with his overall what he's been tuned into and his interest in podcasts. I fucks with it, man. I appreciate y'all for sharing that. And so, for my topic of discussion tonight, I wanted to talk about. So, before I talk about this, I want to give a little context, right? So, yes, Heber, and to the audience, I am a busy person. Part of that schedule is yes, I am in school right now, and so.
It's like, yes,
I'm going
guys,
for school
this
for
is
mechanical engineering.
This is true. Like,
part of what I do as
you guys have to understand, like,
and there's part of what I do mentally in regards to school. And so it's like I gotta think about my future. You know what I mean? We all do. Anyways, long story short, in the field of engineering, at least for me, I don't just want to do it. I want to use it to my advantage. I want to be able to innovate something and become like, I could like, just use what I've learned to my advantage through school and experience and innovate the world in the sense of like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? I don't know what yet, but I'm finna get there. Anyways, long story short.
As an impact in a good way.
Correct. And so long story short, I feel like every innovator in some sense I use the word lightly, attacked. Their morals will get attacked in a sense, There comes a point in time where it's like you get offered either a trade-off or a sell, or someone wants what you have, and so they'll give you a certain amount of money. Now, I'll tell you right now, and like, you might say, hell no, but like, who knows, right? Every person's different. Now, I personally wouldn't, but I'm just saying it could go beyond this, right? This is just one example of situation. Heber, say you discover how to capture somebody's consciousness into an AI and have them live not necessarily forever, but longer than they would have. Say they were paralyzed their whole life and you happen to find a way to have what they have going on in here, and plus who knows where else that we don't know of, into an AI and have them, be able to experience the closest thing to what we deem as a human experience. However, say you come up with that, but someone is willing to buy it off you for a certain figure. Now, whatever this figure is, that's how much they're willing to sell it for times 200. So it's a very hard option. Now, I'm just making this scenario more tougher than it really has to be, but this is like, say, the worst of the worst.
It's just saying I have a moral obligation to do the right thing.
So you're touching the right spots, morals, right? And so it definitely tests your morals, right? And so attacks, tests, effects, whatever you want to use in terms of what it does to your morals, as an innovator, at some point this could happen, wouldn't you say?
Right.
I have a situation.
I have like yeah, I have a situation.
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. So this not might be as crazy as engineering, but I do take some pictures sometimes. And I remember this chick, she was like, this lady, she wanted me to take her pictures. And she was like, I can pay you. I was like, I don't want that because the photos you want me to take of you are not interesting to me, so I don't want to do it. So it'd be like devaluing myself in a sense, because not devaluing as like it means less to help her, but like it doesn't bring me any satisfaction. So she was like, I'll pay you. And I was like, I'm good. And she was like, I'll pay you anything you want. And that fucked with me for a little bit, bro.
Damn.
But
Like,
the thing is, there's a saying. It's like, I gotta help me so I can help you. You know.
I'm sorry, bro. How does that? I'm being honest, bro. How does that correlate right now?
Because if you take the money, you're doing something that's not interesting to you to help somebody out, right? But it's like you gotta help yourself. Okay, maybe the money would help. I mean, I don't know. And now there's a conflict of interest. But
you kind of hit the whole like 60%, bro. Yeah. But I get what you're trying to say though. Like, it does me damage taking the money. You know. Is that what you mean?
I don't know.
Anyways, she just really adamant about me doing her pictures. And I'm like, bro, you can get anyone else to do this. Like, those boring. Those photos are not. Those are not it for me, man. Like, this is really gonna fuck me mentally when I'm doing it. Like, no matter how much money you pay me when I'm doing it, I'm gonna feel guilty inside. John Lennon was like, it goes against my body, man. Like, this is not right. So yeah, that was my situation. I told her no, and she just. I mean, that was it.
I thought about. Basically, or it just made me think about the situation of like how a creation is attached to the creator typically. But you know, obviously the obvious big situation that comes up to my head where that's not the scenario is Bitcoin. You know, the maker Satoshi Nakamoto is like nobody knows who the fuck that is. You know, we just have a name, but it's like, and so it's like. That anonymity provides no moral, like they can't attack the moral integrity of this creation essentially, so there's that, I guess, because typically I guess art gets retraced back to the creator in a way, you know, and so it's like they might just like, I don't know, it seems like yeah. There's that. I don't know. It just made me think about that.
Oh, both well said, man. 100%. 100%. It's like what Chris was saying. Like, at the end of the day, no matter if you can give me how much guala or whatever incentive you want, and no matter how much of the quantity of it is, like, it still attacks my morals. And, you know, it's not who you are. It's at that moment you betray yourself, you know? And so, yeah. No, for sure.
But I will say, like, when you bring up, like, I guess, you know, you talk about money, I guess, you know, the real, I guess, the philosophy that I guess I subscribe to most is, like, the idea that, like, just power is what's gonna corrupt you in a sense, and that's what's gonna...
Think of it like this, right? Now, another example. Think of it like this. You find a cure for blindness, okay? But
I need that.
You know how much it costs?
That fool looked at me.
Roughly $2.5 million. You know why?
That's a pretty penny.
Why do you think they raised that price so word out of this world high?
Well, first we gotta
Because
think
power
about.
corrupts, and the money is power. That's like what I just mentioned. Like I honestly think that honestly that's the case, and you have to be wary of that, and be very cautious of that throughout your journey. And obviously, some people aren't, and it's I don't know. It's tough decision making sometimes, and
It is, bro, and that's something I
it's
came
a
across recently. I started thinking more down the line about this thing. This is
it's
actually where the whole
you have to
topic came from.
you have to have strength. It's absolutely. I mean, I always try to
I
hone.
started dwelling, brother. I was like, because like in my head, I'm already living it, but I just haven't gotten there yet. Like in this world, in this like where we're at, in this reality, in a sense, you know. And so it's like when I'm there, what am I gonna be like? Who am I gonna be? But
Yeah,
not
you
only
have to think
that, but
about.
it's also like what am I gonna do? You know, because I want to help as many people as possible. That's part of what the fuck I'm trying to do. You
Yeah,
know,
and
but
sometimes this is what brought up often is you get into the thought that, oh, the more that I have for myself, then the more that I have to help others. But it's like if you're not willing to give 10% of your income away now, when are you ever going to be, you know?
oh yeah,
To be able to help for a cause that you're talking about, you know what I
oh
mean?
okay,
But
yeah, yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
and that's just to to get more money or whatever, to get more power. But
The root of all
it's
evil, man.
you really should.
I
It's
don't think so.
sometimes no, because sometimes it can be some because you people around you, or at least to some extent at some point might be or I mean, maybe even yourself at some point have to steer your actions towards getting money, prioritizing money, I guess, and that's gonna obviously deter the I don't know, I want to say pureness of the creation, but I don't know, maybe that's not the right term, but I don't know, it's just it's gonna
It's a
influence
different reality.
it's gonna influence the creation in some
It's
sense,
definitely gonna influence, yeah.
Yeah.
if you were just making it for yourself, rather, obviously it's like
Yeah, because
and there's
I think about that shit a lot, man. About the money,
Mhm.
not really that much, but like the no, what's it called?
think about the
Just
koala.
think about money so much, man. But
So much
like with
koala.
creation, because like people would, I've just had multiple conversations with like, bro, you should charge money for that, bro.
Mm.
And I'm always standing at like a standstill of like how much to charge performance. I guess now that I'm putting a label on it, I don't think I should, but um yeah, it just becomes very like, I feel that I really want money in creation if it's actually beneficial to the thing, rather like it's beneficial to me, but it's not like, I think I need to find a reason to do what the money that I get from the creation so I can feel ethically correct with it. Because if it's just money that I just don't really use it properly, then it's just like, well, that was just like it's. I need to basically better money management and figure out. Yeah, I'll just do figuring out over here how to allow myself to feel fine if I get paid for what I do.
I was thinking like, damn. For some reason, I thought that like just like selling like a art piece, would give like some set. But then you mentioned like the obvious problem of like putting a price on that, and it's very difficult obviously when it's like your first price point, to figure that out. I guess.
It just can't be matched. Like the vibe behind
Like,
that, you know,
bro, it's
price can't be matched.
like I don't like it's like I don't want to limit how much I can make. Like it's crazy, man. Because it's like, but it can
But maybe
change.
I
Oh
mean,
man,
but in
I'm
some sense,
conflicted, man.
say you make like a collection that you spend a long time on. Like I guess I mean like say for example like how you typically for some Instagram posts you have multiple slides. It's a collection, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like damn, I don't know why I thought of selling that. I guess it's like kind of weird to monetize, but I don't know. I guess I haven't thought too much. I haven't thought too much of monetizing in that manner. I guess I don't know. but I thought about it just now.
I've thought about it a lot since
Because
it's been brought
because
up.
I see NFTs a lot, but it's like that's a different topic. But it's just in just you know.
Yeah, so that's something that I definitely wanted to like. I know I mentioned it now, but I definitely want to like see where it ends up. You know, I will see the
Like,
finish.
In calories, bro. Man,
In calories? What?
don't say that, bro.
Oh,
What's it called?
galleries.
Oh, galleries. I thought you said calories.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, I
damn,
was like,
bro.
I
I'm
was like,
finna eat
fuck,
my problems away.
for real.
I'm finna drink him, though. No, fucking
Cause
shit.
like, cause I be thinking like, bro. I saw a photographer post on his stories about his pricings and shit. I'm like, oh, good for you, man. You like,
You
they put
put a heart too.
I was like, oh yeah, I did. I was like, that's what's up, yeah, cool. But I'm like, damn, what if you ask for more money? You will get people who pay more. And it's like, you really don't really
Right.
know. Like, it's like all about self worth and stuff.
Right.
Because if I told you I'm charging 10 racks, and like, bro, that seems ridiculous to me right now.
But
But
I
it's
would
like,
do it.
if I'm at that point, would I feel like personally like I'm charging 10 racks for this shit, and that's fine. But like,
I guess for some reason, the reason why it felt so simple to me innately is because the way that, because the only way I see art being sold is in the NFT space, and the way that they do it is like, it's like you don't even have to like choose essentially, because it's like as you grow, the bidding gets higher. It's just like it's not up to you. It's like the bidding gets higher as you progress in art. And I've seen artists progress.
Unless you're
and
owned by
like
like somebody else or something, you have the choice to say, you know what, I don't want to do it.
But I feel like then you would tie your worth to a money, like to the currency, because like,
maybe.
Oh yeah.
what
Yeah,
separates
you lose the whole
highest?
aspect of yourself liking it. Now
Maybe.
you like it
I
for the
haven't
money.
thought about that.
Yeah.
Because I
That's
think
true.
about
You don't do it for
like
yourself at that point.
a lot of people can tie their worth to money. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people can tie their worth
I haven't thought
to
about
like.
that though.
Yeah, it's like they're not
Oh,
making
man.
money off of it. Why do they keep pursuing it?
I don't-
There's some folks that quit that shit.
I guess it's hard for me to really empathize with that
But it's
you
like
know,
sometimes you gotta
right
make
now. I guess
bills paid and shit.
Yeah, I can't.
bro.
So you
Like
can't pursue them.
I started thinking about I went to Denny's, and they're paying $10 an hour, and some people be like, yeah, that's what's up, like that's good, that's fine.
No.
And it's like,
Really?
yeah, like some people like that's fine, like that's
for who?
that's fine.
Fine for who?
No, that's just like, but like it's so different. Like when you, but I see the amount I am gaining, and I see the amount like how much I can make if I really go for it. But it's like it made me think about so much, because when I was working at JCPenney, there was this guy who he said he was working. Do you remember that guy who cleaned that janitor, that old
Yeah.
guy? I used to talk to him a lot.
Right.
I talked to him all the time, and he would tell me about all of his like. He's well. I don't think he's gonna be watch the podcast, to be honest, but he talked about how he was like an alcoholic, and he wasn't that great to his son and shit, and he told me what he did for money, and the topic came up to how much he made, and he made around the same amount. Like we got paid. Well, I got paid. We got paid 10 at JCPenney. So it's like, and he got paid, I think, a little bit less than us.
No, y'all got paid 10.
That's fucked up.
And I was like, ¿por qué no? Why don't you find, or is there any other jobs you'd be interested in? And like he said, this is the best paying one. I'm like, damn, bro. Like this is it. Like this is it. And it
Yeah.
fucked with me, bro.
To him, yeah.
And like, yeah. And I see the easy ass job I'm working at. And some people like are really, really suffering for their money. Like really, really hard. and just like for it to be like to us nothing, but to them it's everything. Like they
Yeah.
need it,
There's
and it
definitely
made me
people
like,
like that.
and it made me think about like how to raise the wealth around the world and to get out of poverty. And I feel what just it's just ignorance, and I feel with education it's like a dramatic stepping stone of like increasing the global wealth. And yeah, that shit made me sad, bro. Like I was at Danny's like, damn, I was on the ride back home. Oh, that's fucked up. Like how many people, like how much I don't know what is out there for me that I just don't see because I'm so in the system of just making the money that I make currently. And
Yeah,
nah, man,
so
there's so
it's
much
like,
out there.
and part of all that is what you consider right and wrong in your individual sense, right?
Uh,
It's like, yeah, man. So that's where it really attacks, because we're all in some way a creator right now in this, whatever the fuck you call this. Like us three, in some sense, we create something. You know what I mean? It's very much embedded in what we do. Like at least we think about. Going back to the whole constant mental emphasis. Like I'm sure at some point we want to emphasize mentally how much, it's our endeavor. It's like, well, bro, come on, we're fucking creatively embedded. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is like, when you reach this point of like, yeah, I could live off this shit, but it's like it's the whole money thing. And again, going back with the whole money thing we were just talking about, it really attacks to what you truly feel. And like you can get attached to how much your work is worth a price and shit. And so it's just like, yeah, man, yeah, y'all know what's up. Excuse me. But I
I
was thinking
just think
more
that
like coming up with like the examples I gave you essentially. It's really what it was. And like it can attack you on like some smaller levels to like wide range levels. Yeah, man. Morals and innovation. No one really talks about it, but I feel like it's something
what?
that'll be worth mentioning. Like everyone thinks innovation, at least for me, I always thought innovation was like rainbows and sunflowers until I realized like there's a lot of darkness behind it that like makes it happen. And I wouldn't consider it darkness, but more so like slash trials and tribulations and hard times. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And I feel like the people that are behind those innovations are most times tough. It takes that to get through. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And so for those that are having a hard time with it, I pray and I hope that you find your way through it. But yeah, I mean, did y'all want to share anything did y'all want to share anything else on this episode?
Yeah, I was thinking. I was just thinking just now. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yep, that's it for me." I don't got
Like I
anything.
think we've reached the cherry on top on this one, homies. I'm definitely
I feel
very.
like on the topic of money and the topic of all material things, I think of the don't get too attached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I've heard that millions of times, and I've heard the opposite millions of times. But I
Just
feel
let it
like deep
be.
down inside, I know which one is right.
I haven't gone
I
there.
mean, neither or.
Right,
It's
just fight upward.
we're all gonna.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You go into the sun, you die.
That's very
Well, yeah.
true.
In our
Don't get too
biological
close.
sense, yes. But who said otherwise? Outside of the biological sense, outside of the, anyways. But
I've
yeah,
never heard of the Greek mythology story of Icarus.
Yes.
Don't get too close to the sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got too close.
Yeah,
he
or
flew
like,
too close to the sun.
He
or
flew
like,
like straight at it, bro.
I read this book.
It's a
I'm
damn
starting
metaphor.
to see
damn near straight
great
at
book.
it, bro.
Is that where the
It
metaphors?
talks. Nah,
It's
that's
a
just like it
story.
talks about. It's about Greek mythology, and he's in it.
He flies to the sun and gets
He
burned.
he comes up in the story a little bit.
A
Um,
little
But
bit. A little bit.
man,
Oh, yeah.
incredible book. All right, but that's all I really got to say. Don't get too attached to things.
yeah.
We die without it, you know.
You can't take it with you when you go. That's 100% true, Chris. 100%. That's true. As far as I know, and as far as we know, unless y'all have actually like died before and came back
Mhm.
I've
that I
died.
don't know of. Maybe I forgot. I don't know. Maybe y'all forgot. Who knows? But yeah, man. And so I appreciate y'all for tuning in on this episode.
Appreciate
Make
y'all.
sure to like and subscribe, comment down below, all that love, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the support, not just myself but my homies too. And with that being said, y'all,
That's right.
this has been Some Tales for y'all. It's your boy Lil Scopic, aka OGK, aka Miguel.
Jhordy.
It's been Heber.
Let's be some tales.
Was there anything else that y'all wanted to mention?
I literally clicked out. It's not full screen anymore, bro. I was like, no.
Like, I wanted to ask y'all personally though. Like,
No. I literally stopped the recording.